Well, hello everyone. I am Matthew Mulica with Keystone Policy Center and Farmers for Monarchs. We're here with Eric Lindberg, a farmer from Minnesota, who's going to tell us about his operation and his experience in planting monarch and pollinator habitat. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you.
So, Eric, I wonder if you could just tell us a bit about yourself and your operation.
Yeah, just basically my background is I've got a biology degree and specialize in wildlife management. And the pollinator stuff I've been doing has been both here at my home. You can see a little bit of that in the background, where I was involved with the neighborhood wilds program that our Minnesota DNR put on, and it was a program to help fund the costs of doing it. So basically, they funded the seeding, and then I had to do the work to do that. I did that back in 2005. So this is a 20-year-old prairie behind me. Been very interesting watching it develop over time. And then the other part where we met was I also involved in, I have a farm, a 45-acre farm that I do elderberries on. And that I just planted about 8 acres of native prairie last June, basically about the same time, the 20th. And there I'm involved with CRP. With again, this is actually in Wisconsin's where the farm is. I live in Minnesota. And basically, there, same thing is I had the cost taken care of for the planting, for the seed, and then I just take care of the maintenance part of it, the actual mowing and just keeping an eye on things to make sure the weeds stay at bay. And looking forward to that. I'm just seeing that start to develop pretty good here now in the middle end of June, where I'm starting to see some of those plants finally sprouting and going. Last year, uh, like most prairie planting, especially in heavier soils, I have silt loams at both locations here at my home and there. The weed issues can always be much harder or much more aggressive. And so down there, I did see a lot of weeds last summer, but now this spring, I've mowed part of it to keep the weeds down, and actually most of it I have not mowed because the prairie is coming in nicely on its own.
Great. Um, Sounds like a beautiful operation, a couple of them. So, what made
Yeah,
you
it's
interested?
been fun to watch
I
that
bet.
develop.
What made you interested in planting monarch and pollinator habitat?
It's my background. Since I've been a little kid, I've always enjoyed the outdoors. Always, wanted to study and explore that. That's obviously why I pursued a biology degree, and just fascinated with the outdoors. The pollinator thing is, is part of that. All life and all things are connected, and to manage, the properties that we own. I think that's, something, it's kind of that saying of leave it better than where you found it. So, uh, again, pollinators are so important to the everything in life, food for us, but all the food and production that is happening in our ecosystem. And, looking here, um, with our prairie that we planted here at our home. It's just something that has always fascinated me, and it's been just thoroughly enjoyable to watch it develop because it does change over time. It starts out, at one level of the new, uh, more competitive plants that come in, but then over time, uh, all kinds of other plants come in. One of them that I noticed was my cup plant and compass plant. I saw very little of that for the first 5 years, and then all of a sudden it started to come in and actually is quite common in my prairie now.
Hmm. How did you choose where to plant the habitat on your properties?
Where I live now, This was it's a 5 acre lot that was developed, or the farm was developed for a development. So we have 5 acres here. What was here basically where we built was a corn, soybean, alfalfa field or hay field rotation. When we bought it, it was alfalfa. So what you see out behind me was cropland, and chose this location because it was just cropland. It was easy to do. There's some trees here, as you can see in the background. And then the same thing down at our farm. That's been farmed for, I don't know how many years, 50 years, 100 years. And same, it's corn, soybean rotation, and just chose areas that I didn't use for planting my elderberry fields. And basically, I've always wanted to do more wildlife management there. It was just a cost thing and a time thing. Getting the farm going was quite timely, or quite costly to get time and the money to get it done. So I did not do any wildlife management down there. But now, finally kind of caught up on that and got involved with CRP and have done that 8 acres. And I'm also doing a lot of other work with my woodlands too there to manage it for wildlife, for deer, turkey. I do have pheasants there. I do have rough grouse there. So I'm focusing on those. And this doing the prairie there and here, it's just to diversify and add more habitat, more food, more areas for wildlife to use and be able to utilize throughout the course of the year.
Sure. Well, I'm sure it's beautiful. Do you have any advice for farmers who are looking to plant habitat on their land?
Yeah, it's something. I'm you know we need food and we need farming, but the more I learn about it, becoming a farmer now, I was buying this land. I've had it for now. This will be the, what is it? 6th year I've owned the land, and I just see all the problems with our farming of today. Is that the land is always uncovered, and I know there's a lot of stuff going on with cover crops and that, and uh, to promote that and to incorporate something that's beneficial to pollinators. So a lot of cover crops can be just grasses and things which don't do a lot for pollinators. But if some of those cover crops can be utilized, and I know there's programs to help farmers with that, it could be much better for the environment, for all the runoff, the soil erosions, those kind of things, but also getting some variety of plants and roots in the ground for the biology to increase that and to actually build your soils and make them better. And that I found out with my property in Wisconsin was those soils have been used a lot, and a lot of things were kind of burnt out in them. A lot of the micronutrients were gone, and compaction was the other big issue. So farmers to utilize that could be very beneficial to the watershed, the insects, the pollinators, the critters in the area. And also, I know there's some cost sharing and some payments that you can get. I actually get about $100 per acre of what I planted. So that's about $800 a year, which well covers my taxes and other costs. So, there's some really nice programs that could help farmers, and hopefully we can get more and more people on board to do more sustainable and regenerative type farming and cover crops and that kind of thing, which would include some of these pollinator groups. And in areas where it's just really poor to farm, I think would be a great thing to put those into pollinator stuff to get them, into a more productive and more environmentally friendly situation.
Sure. Well, thanks for all you do, and we will look forward to talking to you more in the future.
Okay, well, thank you much. Take care.